Well, my little fire turned into an inferno, but I believe it's doing just fine. Hello, my relatives. My name is Jeffrey Hubble. I like to come to the forest and share songs, stories, messages, teachings while I'm out on venture. Got a fire going. It's kind of an inferno. I wanted to get in the shot a little bit. Found a bunch of cedar, and cedar burns really intensely. It's got a lot of oils in it, so it really goes. So I want to sing. I had basically some downloads today based on going through some processing, right? We're all going through processing these days. We all got something to process. We all got something to deal with. Something going on. And the more we deal with it, the more we feel like ourselves and feel good and feel content, happy, or okay anyways. The less we deal with it, the more it weighs on us. It's getting so intense in this world with all these massive downloads from the solar crushing us, smashing it's like compressing us like you would a diamond, the way a diamond's compressed in coal, or the roots, a plant, a seed coming up through the ground. There's this massive compression going on, right, for all of us, because we're going through these massive transformative times, which is moving us to a higher spiritual consciousness, and that's what the challenge is. And that's why everything seems so amazingly difficult, and the financial and the cost of living, and everywhere you turn you see negativity and darkness. Well, that's because we're moving to a higher level of consciousness, and that all of that stuff has to come to the surface. All these, entering the Aquarian age, we're the seventh golden and permanent golden age. This is the turning of the precession of the equinoxes, which is only once every 26,000 years. And all these things are happening in this lifetime. So how profound is that? So it's a blessing to be here. We chose to be here. Sometimes it feels like, wow, why, But the only things it seems like we're really having the challenges about, for me, it's outer reality stuff. It's stuff, whether it's finances, or whether it's this or that, or, right, dealing with the world, dealing with people, dealing with our jobs, the stress, right, the food, the toxic food and chemicals everywhere, right? Well, that's that the old world had us under. As we know, we were massively under a gigantic, I call it a spell, which a matrix, where just follow orders, follow the television, just be mind controlled and everything will be fine and you'll be right, led to slaughter perfectly well. And so we let our world get into this condition, and this is the greatest place in this universe. This is, I don't know if I've heard it said that, one of the greatest places in the universe. Why? Because not only does it have everything, it's got the perfect, right? And there's all these beings and all these people with all this massive DNA from strands of DNA, all this wisdom, all this junk DNA that we don't know. Science doesn't know what it is, but it's awakening with all these sun downloads. This is the lifetime to reawaken our superpowers, to reawaken our, superhero natures, which is that we have the wisdom of the universe. We are made up of the stars. We're made up of all the elements. We have lineage in us. Our lineage goes how far back? They say it's into the universe, right? Galactic star lineages. Could you imagine? We weren't descended from animals. No, that was a big lie. Just to say we were come from nothing into something. There's all these different theories. We can believe whatever we want, but I've had enough experience with the consciousness of the star realms that I know where I'm from. In a feeling, in a way, in a consciousness level. You know, I've been through the ceremonies. I've been through the medicines with the native peoples. I've been through the plant medicines and the journeys and the sun dances, the fasting for 4 days, no food or water, many, many times. Over 20 times between the vision quest and the sun dances. So I've had many visions, and not a knowledge comes out of you or through the universe, through God, the angels, guides, Christ consciousness, when you go into the depth of the levels of fasting, the shamanic way of life. And that's what it's for, to find that deeper answers. You've got to dig. You can't just sit here on the surface, because the mind, then you're back in the mind, you're back in the mind, you're back in the ego, you're back in the limited thinking, because the mind is dualistic. The mind is about 3D. The mind was built for 3D. It wasn't built to know, to expand in consciousness and know everything. But the being was, the heart was, the spirit, the higher self, I am presence, God consciousness within, right? When we go within, that is when we start finding these great things about ourselves. Not just dreams. Dreams are, one level. Not just reading these deep knowledge things of the ancient scriptures around the world, but to really dig in and go on these journeys. Whether that's plant medicine, whether it's deep, meditation. They have 10-day meditation retreat called Vipassana, and it is one of the Buddha's ways that he brought forth. And you go on a 10-day silent retreat, and they do it all around the world, all over America, for free. They let you go. That is great dedication, Vipassana, and people are completely changed. Could you imagine going into deprivation for 10 days? You're by yourself. I think you're in a little room. I'm not sure how it works, but it's just an example of the milder versions. I mean, the 10 days, yeah, but as opposed to eating the sacred mushrooms or the bufo toad or the sacred peyote way, and you just go into the knowingness that we're all one, that we're a web of consciousness, we're a fabric of reality, right? The Hubble telescope was able to see that there's 200 million galaxies, there's 200 million stars in every one. I mean, and then the new telescope, the Webb, they said it was able to look back and see 13 billion years into the past. That's incomprehensible. But just think about that. And that it was able to look into the stars and see all, most telescopes, you see all the endless amounts of stars, right? Well, this one, it actually was able to see in a certain way that all of the stars had lines, has like spider webs. They were all connected. Everything was connected. The whole sky, the whole cosmos was connected. You could see, it was so obvious that we were a web of existence, a oneness. Our hearts are all connected. We're like each other. The Mayans say, in the catch, Akin Alakech, I can't remember now, but it's I am another you. Namaste, the divinity in me honors the divinity in you. Aho Mitakias, of the Lakota people, we are all related. We're all relatives. Not just because we walk the earth, because our souls. The Apaches, I heard it say, the spirit that moves in all things. So it's the spirit. It's the consciousness. If you close your eyes and you not see the physical, but you could see but you feel, right? You feel existence. You feel life force. You could, right? People that don't have sight, they could feel a tree. You can feel the tree, the aura. They hear things. Everything's heightened. They say the spectrum of what we can see is like 1 millionth. I don't know how to say that, but just a fraction of how much I can see to my left and how much I can see to my right is what's really in the realm. So it's a oneness, telepathy. We can hear each other. I knew a gentleman, a Sundance chief, young guy who's my age. He had the ability in the Sundance. People have gifts in these old cultures. He was from the Navajo Nation. He had the ability, and this is honest to God truth. It took me a while to figure it out. He, inside the circle, 300 dancers on the Rosebud Reservation, he was a leader, and he would be standing right there, and you look this way and you look back, he'd be gone. It's like, that kept happening to me in the dance, because I was being trained by him, and I was supposed to be following him. Me and a couple guys, we look around, we couldn't find him, and he was way over there, the size of a baseball diamond, with 300 people in it. Could you imagine? So it's quite crowded. And so we'd go over there and we'd catch him, and then another time we'd be following him and look away, and he'd be gone again. It's like, what the heck? So this is just an amazing story. So his Dene helper that come from Arizona with him, he said, man, he said, I was looking for you, and all of a sudden, I blinked and you were standing right in front of me. How you do that, man? How you do that? That's when I knew what I was seeing was real. So I'm making a point about the connection to everything and the abilities and that we have no idea about, and how we're all the connections, right? So he used to call me on the phone off of Sundance season, and I finally asked him, I said, hey, brother, Norman. I said, how you do that? What's that about? And he gave me this Indian teaching, like, it's never direct. It's like, well, the roots that grow on the grass over here is the same roots that grow under the ground over on this side. So we can move like that. And so I don't know if he knew what he was talking about. I mean, or he was just giving me a line to try to, right? Indian teachings is very interesting. Nothing direct, right? So I said, well, how did that get started? He said, he told me honestly, he said, when I was, he got real candid with me, and he said, when I was 12 years old, we had horses up in the on the res where we're from, and he said, horse people, and I got this new wild horse, Mustang, I guess, and he said, it got away from me. It was a white horse. He said, it got away from me, and it took off into the canyon, and the old people, it was all a group of elders there and stuff, we were all dealing with horses and all this, took off like 3/4 of a mile, went around the bend up into the canyon, and they're like, go get it, go find it, and they figure he'll be gone hours, right? So he goes up, and he got around the bend, 5 minutes, he's come back with a horse, and they're like, wait a minute, he just left. He's just, what? And it was like, because they knew the horse, it was a wild horse, so it was going to run. He would be lucky if he ever found it. So he came back and he said that, they said, what happened? How you catch that horse? So he said, well, I don't know. He said, I was gone and I eventually found it and came back. And they said, no, you were gone. You went out of sight and within 5 minutes you're come back with a horse. That was the first time it happened. And subsequently, so they realized, so they did ceremony for him and everything, and they realized that this boy had obtained a medicine from the ancient people, like nothing they had seen in these generations recently. This was one of the old medicines. And so that's what he would do that in the Sundance, and I was blessed to experience that. And so things, happen, real things, real reality things beyond, which makes life exciting to me, because 3D is pretty boring, but you get into these other dimensional and abilities and gifts and clairaudience and clairsentience and all the clairs, and you have the spiritual dreams, you help your family, and things that are going on. You want life to be better. So you ask for that. You ask for the gifts. You ask for the visions. You ask for the prayers to be answered. You ask for to be shown something, right? For your family, for your loved ones, for the world, for your community, for yourself. In that order, kind of. So I want to say a few things like that. And that's cedar, by the way. That cedar's full of oil. That's why that does that. You think we're smoking rubber tires here. And so, some teachings. I've been through a lot of experiences. Been blessed. Been through a lot of experiences. Met a lot of people in my younger years, for being a young man. And I feel blessed. I feel grateful. I feel happy. I'm going to sing, and then I'm going to read some things that came to me today that were seemed quite important. I don't know if you can see this on the ground. This is did I show you guys the shell that I found? It's a giant snapping turtle. It's been there a long time. It just broke apart again. It was totally clean. It's like a bones. It's like no smell. It's a blessing. And that's, these shells have 13 pieces, they say. And that's the truth, that we have 13 months, not just 12. The real ancient calendars, 13 moons. Native people knew that. And it's significant to real reality, real time, 13 moons. Okay. Way ho ho hey ho ho hey ho ho hey. My drum is dry, that's why it's high pitched. Way ho ho hey ho ho hey ho ho hey. I prefer the deep sound. Way ho ho hey ho ho hey ho ho hey. I can play the back, it's deeper. Hey ho ho hey ho hey ho ho ho. Hey ho ho hey ho hey ho ho ho. Hey ho ho hey ho ho hey ho ho hey. Hey ho ho hey ho ho hey ho ho hey. Hey ho ho 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 hey ho. Way ho ho hey ho hey ho hey. Hey ho hey. Hey ho hey ho hey. Hey ha ho hey. Ho hey ho hey ha ho hey ha ho hey. Ho hey ho hey ha ho hey ha ho hey. Ho hey ho hey ha ho hey ha ho hey ha ho hey ha ho hey oh hey oh hey 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 oh hey oh hey oh hey hey oh hey ha ho hey ha ho hey ha ho hey 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 ho. Hey ho hey ho hey ho hey ho. Hey ho hey ho hey ho hey ho hey ho hey ho. Oh hey ho. Oh hey ho hey ho hey ho hey. whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Wow. Ho. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho, And I think about the Buffalo Nation. Sacred beings like the eagle, like all these. They're so much wiser than people realize. They're so much more. They have a spiritual, they exist in the spirit world as beings. Could talk to them. You can mind to mind with the animals and the birds. They give you messages. And they're at peace, you know. They're gentle, but they'll give you a message. And the sound they make is a grunt. It's not a moo. It's a grunt. And we had buffalo in Texas, so a few buffalo. Big male named Starkeeper. So, they weren't just food, because we were all connected in the sacred knowledge of everything, the web of life. I'm being encouraged to take my shoes off. Get my feet in the dirt. Oh, you know, it's funny, guys. You must be laughing at me by now. I only had 2 long socks in my drawer. Oh my God, that's so funny. I never do that. 2 different colors. That is so funny. I know you saw it. Woo! That happens, that happens. Gotta get the laundry done. That's me. You gotta know Jeff. When you key latch kid, you half raise yourself. You learn to do things how they come to you. Perpetual bachelor style. Okay, so I'm gonna go deep real fast here with some teachings about what's going on in our consciousness these days, in our the challenge and the upheaval and I believe a lot of people are going through similar things. And it just hit me all at once today when I realized I couldn't go to an event because all of a sudden I realized my bank account, I didn't have virtually any money in there. And I don't think I can go. I mean, I'd like to, and I got upset. I started processing. Like, what in the heck is going on, you know? Can't afford this world. And that's not our fault. God wanted us to lack nothing. This is God's green earth. I mean, look at the abundance everywhere. There's food everywhere. There's things that grow. Nuts from the trees and fruit and vegetables. You can grow anything you want, whenever you want. Trade. We should be able to just be fine. But instead they make us somebody. This reality, you gotta pay. You gotta pay for everything. So you gotta make the money to pay. So it's quite a deal. But we signed up because it's still the greatest lifetime. It's transforming from dark to light. We're transforming. We're going from the 3rd dimension to the 5th dimension. We're going from the carbon base to the crystalline base. We're going from an earth that they call the dark planet. Ascended Masters call the dark planet, to one of the highest vibrational frequencies, planet of eternal light. All right now, all in one lifetime, guys. It's happening from dark to light. We're switching dimensions. And we want everybody to come. We want everybody to come. And some of us are reaching those levels already. We turn around, we come back, we offer our heart, we offer a rainbow bridge, we offer the violet fire transformation, all these tools to come on, do ceremony with us. Come on, have a great time. You'll feel great. You'll transform like anything. You don't have to go through years of therapy. You don't have to do this and that. You don't have to change everything and change your lifestyle. You just have to let go of the ego. You just have to let go of the fear. You just got to let go of the suffering, the old mentality, the way we were raised in the old paradigm, and accept it's all changed. It's already here. All the goodness is here. Our DNA is awakened. The wisdom, the knowledge is here. We just have to accept it. We have to believe it. We have to let go and become the higher version of ourselves, because it's for everyone. Everyone. I've heard it said that every single person on this planet could become enlightened in this lifetime if they chose to. Not everybody's gonna, but we want as many people. We want everybody to come. The darkest could... Phew. I know there's one being who said, I may be dark now, Jeff, but one day I'll be the brightest light you ever saw. That was just their inner spirit speaking. This is a person who's lost pretty deeply in the darkness. And I'm ready to see them turn that corner and come on. And pray, help each other. And get on that web, get on that grid. You know, there's a grid that goes around the planet. They say it's in the shape of the flower of life, the seed of life, that symbol with all the circles interconnected. This amazing geometry, and this like ley lines and energy lines all over the planet, right? Well, the bad guys, they change the frequency of music, they change the frequency of television, they change the frequency of the food, they change the frequency of, you know, every which way they're trying to mind control us so they could use us, and you know, debt slave system of work, or living in fear of everything, so that literally feeding off our energy. As a consciousness of fear, they just frickin' feed off it. So they actually affected the grids. They got a hold of the grids and they changed them. There's these grid lines, the Christ grid and the Archangel Michael grid. There's a Mary grid over around Europe and the UK islands. And it's all been taken back over. The masters, the galactics, the angelics, the Devic kingdom, the humans, the prayers. We've been working. The prayer people, the ceremonial people, we've been working very hard. They call grid workers, and for a phase there for many years, 5 years or something. Everywhere I went, I would remember to take crystals, pray over them in ceremony, and place them in that ground there. And they said that just by placing your intention with that ground, we're so powerful in our spirits that by putting that there and having that intention, you're actually regridding this area, and those ley lines will come back together in that, through that one crystal, and transform and raise that energy. So thousands of people have been doing that all over for the last 10, 20 years, and all these factors, and we've brought the grids back to where they're at the highest possible vibration, the highest frequency, crystalline. The grid is now running at the highest vibrational crystalline consciousness, the grid. And so all you have to do is put your feet on this earth right here and ask for that grid, that crystalline grid, to be activated through your feet, through your vibration on this earth. And you get this amazing rush of energy. You get this amazing, and it activates your cells. It opens your cells. 70 trillion cells can be activated at once. The electron, the atoms within every electron of our being is light. It's light encoded. It's light. So we ask the masters, the Elohim, to, as they work inside this earth and on the surface in the atmosphere, to expand the electron within the cell of every human on this earth. Expand it and release all limitation, disintegrate all limitation, expand the light of the cell and eliminate all limitation. So we remember we are limitless beings. We are without limits. We are limitless. So that's the power. That's here. These things are happening. That just happened. Something just happened for me inside. That's how easy it is. Whether we have to know about it or just all its intention. So that was another teaching message wanted to come through, I guess. So I'm going to read to you now. I'm getting long here. The sun's getting set over here. I'm feeling intense because I've been tense all day long. So I was praying, asking my guides. I was like, so how do we proceed? And here's my questions. Abundance based on true spiritual values. To continue to help all. And these, I guess, coming out of me. Or maybe they were coming from the guidance. To share, to enjoy, to renew, to remember, to begin again daily. These are my desires. To alight in divine destiny and harmonious balance. To support others in making money. to create programs to support people, to bring true abundance to all, to continue in spiritual mode, but not get caught in lower densities, to hold fast to stability, solidity, sanity, abundance, groundedness, forgiveness, true appreciation, acceptance of reality. The situation that we got ourselves into, and start there and not lie to ourselves. And grow one day at a time, grounded in the now moment. Dreaming it from the here, from the now. Where am I here? When am I now? Where am I here? When am I now? Where am I here? When am I now? For meditation purposes, you can say, silent, silence, stillness. And you can do this over and over again. That's more cedar I put on there. Just one little piece. That's how much oil's in it. I didn't want it to be distracting, but that's all I got left. Silent, silence, stillness. And then remember, the gaps between the words are every bit as important, because the gaps are the silence. The gaps are the stillness. Slowing down the breathing. And then when we put the silence together with the intention of the words, we're creating the reality, the meditative consciousness, the expansive consciousness. The boundlessness of being bigger than our bodies in consciousness. Calm abiding, Tibetans say, abiding in the calmness. Expansive, boundless, infinite. You can just let go. You just make a prayer for protection and just go. Just let yourself drift into the universes. Become one with the earth. Become one with all of life. Become one with all your many aspects, the multiple dimensions, the planets, the galaxies, the realms, the oneness of all things, physical and non-physical. Physical universes, non-physical universes, beings. We honor and ask the blessings of all the spiritual healers of the whole universe to bless me now. To bless you now. To bless the earth now. To bless all beings, all things with life. Devic kingdom, elemental kingdom, which is all things that grow, all things that are living, the trees, fire, water, earth and air, plants, crops, people, animals, fishes of the sea, the waters, the oceans, skies, the angelic kingdom, ascended masters, archangels, spirit worlds, our ancestors, the cosmic beings in the great cosmic light. We make prayers for everything. as we're becoming one with all of it, right? The wingeds, the feathers. I was sun dancing and I had traded this one big giant eagle feather for a wing so I could fan myself. When you're in the sun dance, you always have a big wing, an eagle wing or a hawk wing, but the eagle has a magnetic power to it, flies the highest. It travels between dimensions, bring messages. And had a beautiful pattern on it. There's a pitch pattern. If you just look, all of a sudden you see a wolf's face. Perfect wolf's face on this pattern. These are hawk and owl back here. Hawk, my hawk wing. So one time I was sun dancing, I was in an altered state between worlds, and I kept hearing a gunshot. 2 or 3 or 4 times, a gunshot. But it didn't sound like it was outer, it sounded like it was inner. And then when I looked down, I realized it's coming from this wing I just got recently, right? I put the leather on it and fringe and honored it and all that, and I said, oh wow, you were shot. Somebody shot you. That's how they got these wings. Whether they meant to or not, farmer, rancher, who knows? Hopefully no one did it just for the feathers. And I made a prayer for that spirit of that eagle, because that memory was embedded in that wing. To continue spiritual mode, but not get caught in the lower densities. To hold fast to stability, solidity, sanity, abundance, groundedness, forgiveness, true appreciation, acceptance of reality. The lower and the higher, all aspects on this earth that we can go through. And growth, one day at a time in the now. Everybody knows how to do this. We just shut our eyes and continue to want things in the old ways, i.e. consumerism, stability, savings, 401k, TV, obsessed with our looks, our comparisons, keeping up with the Joneses, all this 3D earthly duality at its finest, fear-driven at its finest, questions, endless questions and doubt at its finest. Now, how do we change all this? Now, what do we want on our deeper levels? Now, what truly satisfies us in the moment, in the eternal moment? Truly not Facebook, truly not social media. Take, for example, this was just hitting me. Just take a look at a Facebook page in front of you, and with a blank mind, try to observe it. Try to witness it like you're in meditation and you're witnessing a candle flame. Going, emptying the mind, going into the stillness, right, where you talk about, and you start scrolling. How long can you actually observe without reacting, responding, liking or disliking, comparing, wanting that mem, or whatever you say that, M-E-M-E. Think about it. It's immediate, right? It's constant, right? You almost couldn't look at it objectively or from a completely detached place if you wanted to. I can't. Immediately it causes an effect, right? You see something amazing, oh, or you see something, ugh. So there's a control factor in there, right? Was this designed that way? I don't know, but I'm just saying life is like that in the outer reality as opposed to the inner reality. We can choose peace. We can choose to be still. We can control our emotions. We can control our feelings. Go into a harmony state, a blessed state, a peaceful state. But when you're caught in the outer television right, or in traffic, it's not very easy to do. So I call it a hook. It's a game. It's been designed this way. It's all a stage, a play, a dynamic. They're even thinking football is all rigged for the money. Vegas. And because there's so many weird things going on that are... Anyway, I won't go into it. How do we retract ourselves from the illusion, the matrix, the mind control? By knowing, quote, quote, we are here. By knowing we're playing this game. By knowing we signed up for this, first of all. Yeah, we chose this dualistic world. By engaging in, but not accepting these things the way they are. No. By engaging in not accepting these things the way they are and wanting them to be different. I guess I was trying to say that to accept seeing what you're seeing, knowing things for face value, but wanting them to be different. Like, I don't want to be feeling this. I don't want to be going for this. I want to go suffering. I don't want to be going through challenges financially or this, that, health and da-da-da-da-da, right? But owning the way things are. You know, we really want a new earth. We want Aquarian age. We want pure freedom. We want unconditional love for all, right? But when we judge any of it, when we want it to be different than it is not seeing reality as reality, when we get scared or expectant or not loving of self and all, then we suffer, right? Suffer. The Buddha said, it comes down to perception. It comes down to sensation, the senses. We like something or we dislike something. Perception. Because what he said was, and these are some of the writings of old when he was teaching, he said, when we get caught in liking or disliking, we get caught in that, it becomes craving and aversion. And once you get caught in craving something or being aversive to something, that's not reality, right? But that intense power of that magnetization of those things can last for hours, days, weeks, years, or lifetimes until we catch our patterns, till we catch the way our mind wants things to be. We make the choice to want something, or to never forgive somebody, or to desire this beautiful person, right? It becomes not just lust and hatred, it becomes a craving and an aversion. So he says that's what causes suffering. One of the main tenets of his teachings is suffering and the way out of suffering. And the way out of suffering is based in meditation. We go into the center point, not the extremes of everything, but we go back into the center. When we go back into the center, we come into the heart, the brain, the mind becomes whole thinking. Corpus callosum, which connects the two hemispheres of brain, light up, and we're in whole brain thinking, whole heart thinking, whole being, and the spirit takes over. They said a mind without God is bent on destruction. And God lives in the heart. The I am presence. God consciousness. The science of the spoken word says that which we follow up with when we say I am, whatever we follow up with, it's like you're manifesting. You literally could manifest it out here and in front of you. I am feeling great. I'm a wonderful person. I am fully abundant. I am at peace with everything that exists. Boom, so you are. But when you say, I am not this, I am no good, I am ugly, I am, lack and limitation, and no. Don't say that, because the science of the spoken word comes from the teachings of the Ascended Masters. It's their main teachings. Say, if you do that you're actually empowering those negative thoughts with God's consciousness. You're saying, God, I want to be in lack. I want to be ugly. I want to be... You're affirming it. You're not even affirming it, you're decreeing it. And when you decree something, it's beyond affirming. You're saying this is the way it is. So it's very important, the science of the spoken word. I gotta check how hot my phone's getting. Once again, sitting on a hard log. Okay, so bear with me a second. Is that what I wanted to do, people? Forgive me. I don't have to be forgiven, but getting way too hot. One more thing, and then we're gonna wrap it up. As I finish the message here. Hey hey ha hoo, hey ha hoo, hey ha hoo, hey ha hoo, hey ha. Well. The key seems to be each of us has our own keys based on our... A key for me is total radical acceptance of what is. Until then, it's all delusion, the opposite of true intrinsic reality. It is a process for sure. We are now forced, by the pressure of the universe, the sun flares, the financial changes on the planet, challenges, the overcrowding, the cost of living, etc., squeezing us like the massive pressure that creates a diamond, or earth changes, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions that create the most amazing crystals. Right? That's where all crystals come from, and stones, semi-precious stones. Or simply a seed cracking open, making its way through the rocky soil to the sunlight above the ground. That's quite a challenge, right? For a tiny shoot, tender little shoot of a seed. That's what we're going through in these times as we're transforming. We are no different. Change is dramatic. Change is challenging. Change is inevitable at any stage of life. Yet, through our faith, spirituality, love of self and one another, we find it bearable to the extent we are surrendering to our God, self, higher connection within at all times. The inner peace of the adepts, the sages, the monks, the shamans. Notice they could have the most challenging of outer realities or lack of material realities. But through their massive surrender within, they rise in consciousness and become to a peaceful place of inner quiet grace harmony, oneness, all they need, all they want. Contentment and love for all. So the world, at least this particular lifetime, is showing us that higher consciousness is exactly what we are supposed to be doing now. The fifth dimension, the shift of the ages, the precession of the equinoxes, the awakening of the Aquarian age, the seventh and permanent golden age we're entering. We have to go from this massive density that this earth was, turn into a darkened, controlled place, to the highest frequency vibration on this entire universe, the golden planet. They said they've come from all over the universe to help us. Everybody's watching it, all the spirit worlds. This is the greatest show in the universe, they said. They said beings want to get in, great beings want to get in, to be born here. They're standing in line to get a chance to be born in this, right now, in this lifetime. I kid you not, guys. And we got endless great ones coming in now. Endless great beings. So advanced. Many of the starseeds have never been here before. They bring really high wisdom. So, the forces that have tried to keep us down all this time, it's called a war on consciousness. Trickery, deception, distraction, and fear, to keep our consciousness from coming to peace and expanding on into this fifth dimension, an inner reality of peace and well-being, which then eventually reflects back out into a positive, wonderful reality on the outer. We may have to change. We have to change. Whatever it is, our weaknesses. Better to take a huge inventory now and know your weaknesses. Then you can focus on the changes needed. Through all the tools offered, prayer, meditation, I am affirmations, breath work, ceremony, all the above, church, community. So it's all about getting authentic, getting real, getting vulnerable to our own blockages. Fasting, asking for visions, receiving our inner guidance. Outer signs and camaraderies with loved ones of like mind. And helping those in need. Giving a helping hand to those in need, which is everybody. Recognizing. I got 8 points here. Steps to look at the situation in. 1, recognizing the old ways don't work anymore. Got to get this. And to be willing to change or die. 2, that awake souls have been knowing this all the way along. All these wise beings, the indigenous cultures, and the wisdom beings throughout ages. And especially of recent. Like Dolores Cannon said, the 3 waves of volunteers. My age is, I think, the 2nd wave. My mother and her generation, the 1st wave. And now the Starseeds, young ones coming in, the 3rd wave. 3 waves of volunteers. 3, the tools are here. Tools are everywhere. Every imaginable thing you could, what you feel resonate with, you could try. From breath work to ceremony, plant medicine to church, having a community, reading the ancient scriptures. 4, holding the vision, the divine plan fulfilled. Holding your vision for your life, what you dream, what you would like, and then seeing it for community, seeing it for the whole world, for everyone. Whatever our steps are here. 5, knowing what needs to be done. 6, taking the steps. 7, getting the support you need. Finding that community, calling it in, calling in your soul family, your frequency family. We've got to have our people. And the new ones, fire vibration. There's blood family, soul family, and frequency family. We're starting to attract our frequency family now. And it could be totally different than what we ever had before, but it just feels right, the new. Doing new things, traveling new places, or enjoying new people. And the 8th step I have is facing all of our fear, facing all of our resistance, choosing to love ourselves, choosing to feel it to heal it, letting it go, and start writing, start channeling, start journaling what you want in your life, what you deserve, what would be great. You know, we have to have your imagination, you have to dream it, you have to want it, see it already happen, not just way out there in the future. In quantum time, you have to say, it's already here. I'm doing what I want to do. I have what I need to have. Not even need. I have what I want to have. And every day, new things are happening. But we don't reach out and say, I want more. Because you're doing that, you're almost falling off a cliff. I want more. No, you just say, I'm okay. This is great. Right? I mean, you need a new car. You put that out there. Yeah, well, it's not even a need, but it would be, just because need is needy. You know, that's a grasping. That's a grasping. God, I see this beautiful new car in my world, in my reality. This new home. Plenty of abundance to take care of everything. Supply, they call it. They call it its term. Well, how is your supply? Yeah, your supply. You just money, and it's important to get away from the subject of money, and it's just used as a means of exchange, and get back to focusing on the greater oneness, that of inner love, enjoying your life, sharing, doing what you want. If you want a different job, call it to you. See yourself doing it, etc., 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 and so forth in our world. But not reaching that if I don't get it, I'm lacking, so I gotta, no, just say, hey, am I eating today? Yes. Am I drinking? Yes. Do I have a warm bed? Yes. Do I have friends? Yes. Do I have a job? Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Immense gratitude, immense forgiveness, getting out of the past, that didn't work, what didn't work, and getting on with the isness of the greatness of our beings, all of us. I guess that intensity this morning translated into strong talk, so many blessings. If you can get through this, kudos to you. Love you all. Love myself. Blood family, soul family, frequency family, all of existence family. Sleep peacefully, my friends.